no half stepping. Give it all you got, give it all you got, and keep rising to the top, people. Going forward into 2021, we don't want to half step. I can't even imagine how much it is sometimes making people's heads spin. And like, well, I should start this way, should I start that way, should I do. If you say you want to do your hair, you want to start your locks, and there's a lot of DIY microlocks now. It's insane. What I see from what I've seen, and a common issues that come to me for people needing support is well, here we are. It's 2021. And we are in the first week. We're wrapping up the first week of 2021. And I wanted to take this time to just briefly talk about the importance of why we need to be planning this year out. If 2020 didn't tell us anything, it did tell us, if it told us anything, it told us that you have to expect the unexpected. Having control over your vision and passions is key. So that way, you have some strategy and you have some way to move around when things change. The only constant in the world is change. It's the only thing that we can predict is that things will not be predictable. So I wanted to take this time to just briefly explain three reasons why it is so important to plan and how it gives you the edge. These 3 ways give you the edge. And when we're talking about our businesses, our hair, our creating and adding to and enhancing our business of creating locks, microlocks, this is super important, okay? As we know in the beauty industry has done a complete shift. Many businesses have done a lot of more virtual, and there is a need and a demand for services because of the shutdown, and also a need and demand of people knowing how to do the service so that they can take control over ownership of skills. All right. So have you planned out your goals for this year? And what is it that you are trying to achieve with microlocks? Okay. So specifically to microlocks, small interwoven locks, microlocks, what I talk about with my business, microlocks. Okay. So the first thing is, let's get some clarity. Let's get some clarity on everything about what we're trying to do. When you have clarity about what it is that you want to do, you then get less confusion from the chatter. And the chatter is basically internet chatter, and sometimes you might hear and see when you interact with other people. But you'll get clarity and you won't be so swayed. And no matter what subject, actually, if you are clear that you're going to be, that you want to do a specific thing, that you want it to look a certain way, you want to do it for yourself, do you want to do it for others, just kind of get really clear about that vision. And then you won't be, you'll have some more solid footing. So when you get you'll see someone that's maybe you'll see something done a certain way and you'll be clear. Okay, that's the way I want to do it, or that's not exactly how I want to do it, but I appreciate that information, but I'm clear on what I want. That's how we want to move forward with any vision, but in particularly with how we are doing this, because there is a whole lot of chatter, and I hear it in my students. I hear and I just reflect back to, that wasn't my experience. I was very clear on what I wanted. I was very clear. So I can't even imagine how much it is sometimes making people's heads spin. And for every aspect of it, I should start this way, should I start that way, should I do. Get your vision clear. Now, you may not know the specific steps, and that is okay. You don't have to know, because that's the reason why you're getting information. You're trying to create a much clearer picture. So that's what your goal is, working towards clarity. But you're going to get clear first on that you even want to have clarity and that you want this particular vision this way. Okay, you'll fine tune it down. It's all right, but the goal is to get clarity. The second point is, if you plan, it increases your chances of actually accomplishing that goal. If you say you want to do your hair, you want to start your locks, and there's a lot of DIY micro locks now. It's insane. What I see from what I've seen, and a common issues that come to me for people needing support is they really didn't know. Number one, they didn't understand how much it took, how long it took, how much they would need to be doing. It kind of had this idea in their head about how it would go. And there's a reason why this service, no matter the brand, this kind of small interwoven lock service is charged at the rate it is because it is a very involved technique, and you really have to master it in order to really have it be its best. I always say it's best because everyone's best is different, and everyone has a different vision, for their hair. So I can't tell everyone that it should look a certain way, but I do know there are some key things when it comes to strength, the foundations of the locks itself, how they're started out. All those things are important because those things will impact your results. So when people maybe don't have a sense of that, or they, kind of didn't really plan how they would do it. They kind of said, well, I'm just going to, throw some this and that, and then I'll just interact, or I'll just do it this way. And then they're like, wait a minute, I don't know. I don't really know how to repair. I don't really know how to refine. I'm not sure what the difference between repair and grooming. I don't know if that tool that doesn't feel like I could do it quick. Like, it's so many things involved in planning this out. So that's for the DIY, which I'm telling you guys, I can appreciate it. But certain things, think about what you want, and is the plan that you have for it going to really get you there? I loved hair since I was 8. And I had naturally beautiful hair, kept doing twists and things. And I was always in my head since I was young. I would take down styles and redo it. But when it came to this style, I had to surrender. It was a battle internally for me because there were so many reasons why. I could have just said, no, I want to do it myself. I don't want to pay that. I don't want to do that. I'm used to doing it. I know how to do that. And if I had done that, I would not be where I am today. And that is a fact. Because I would not have had the level of quality and skill. I would not have the head-turning results through my early years, especially every time. I mean, it would stand out across the room. People constantly, wow. Now, it doesn't mean that doesn't happen to people varying levels of refinement in their locks. But there's something about something that's done really well, and it's something that you also want to do. When you are showcasing what you want to do and you have it done really well yourself, first of all, you know what that process and that experience is like. And second of all, it just adds to your credibility. It adds to you. You are a billboard. And you're like, well, she must know what she's talking about because our hair, I'm a bigger woman. I know a lot about nutrition and things like that, but I cannot be an expert on telling someone, something that I have not gained control over myself, which is like, being tired and grabbing for the little carb loaded stuff. Like, I can't say, oh yeah, I can tell you how to master that because I haven't mastered it. You know what I mean? Now I have insight and I know, I could tell people, well, you should, but it's also, it just, I'm telling people going forward into 2021, we don't want to half step. Remember that song? Ain't no half stepping. Give it all you got, and keep rising to the top. And everything you do. If 2020 was not an example, let 2021 be. You don't have the time, energy, or patience to half step anything. Do it right or don't do it at all. Now, there's some things that you may need to learn and grow as you do it, and that's different. But if your intention is that I don't want to half step this, right? I want to do this right. If I cannot do this right, I need to find a way to get the resources I need to do this right. Or I just don't do it at all. It's my little sermon. I'll step down for a moment. Back to the congregation. What do you mean? The third, no, actually, I'm still adding on to the second thing. So the second point was to increase your chances. Planning increases your chances of accomplishing your goal. Also, be clear and set your dates for when you want things done, and see what you need to get that done. And that's for any goal you have. But again, I'm being specific to because I'm making sure I'm addressing the students and people who are interested in the course and this skill in particular, creating these locks. Set dates. So if you think that you're gonna be able to accomplish this feat on your own, you would set a date for when on yourself. You set a date for when you think you would be done. Now that it always is longer. Most of the time, everyone has underestimated how long it takes to start locks for themselves. But set a time frame for when you want to accomplish things by. Don't just leave it open-ended. Then you have to see what you need. So if you're not DIYing it on yourself, let's say you are creating and adding to a business and you're getting these skills, you set some dates and times and be really clear about what you want to see, when you want to see it by, what you will need. So what I'm doing and what my students are doing, what we are doing together is that we are setting these goals, obviously meaning these objectives. So there's a goal, and then you break it down into objectives and write everything down that you think you need to do to accomplish that. There's a lot of transition happening personally in my business for the hair. So there's certain dates that I have to do certain things by. Now, what does that mean? It means that I'm transitioning out of one workspace into another. If I'm transitioning my roles and responsibilities to another, what do I need? When do I need it by? And yeah, it's going to change. This is not like, it's set in stone, because again, change is the only constant, right? The only constant is change. So we never know sometimes what will happen. You would just move that objective around, cross the date off, add a little more time to the date, say, okay. But what you do by doing that is you gain some clarity about how long things take and what you really need. If you have no idea and you're starting from scratch, make an objective to learn what you need for the next step. And also, when you're getting your information, I say there's discernment is a skill. Really utilize your skill, your skill of discernment. What that means is that anybody can say anything on any platform, and they do. But if there is some information, and many people know when they hear something that just makes sense or puts a puzzle piece together for them that maybe they didn't have before, or they've seen that this person has longevity, this person's established all these things, and they're doing this that's a little bit of a more credible source. Just like we would in any field. If I'm gonna learn how to be a doctor, if I'm gonna learn how to do something, I want to know who's doing it really great, who's doing it the best. Not just who's this popular, but who's really creating the results and they're effective. Because what AIM tells us, popularity does not mean effectiveness. And anybody can say and do anything. I just had to plug that in there because I feel like it's important during this time. All right, now the third and final point that is going to help you get to your goal easier, quicker, is that picture yourself at the end, in the end game, at the end, at the result. Put yourself at the result of what you want. You got that fabulous hair, looking and everything about it being just what you wanted. Or you have your skills top notch. You got all your clients in. You are killing it. Everyone sees your work and knows that that's you, and then you know what you're doing. You are well liked with clients that are in alignment with the flow, the personality of your business, and you enjoy going into to do this job, or your business is taken off to a whole other level now. And what does that look like? And so that is one of the tricks to really having your plans really come to fruition, is actually seeing yourself there, seeing where you want to be, because it fuels your energy and it helps you achieve it. It gives you a push and a drive. Every time I get overwhelmed, you might get overwhelmed by, certain things, certain aspects, certain times on this process about anything. You get overwhelmed. Oh my gosh, it's so much. And then as soon as I think about what do I want to accomplish? Example, I have the messiest office in the existence of everyone's offices. My office is the messiest. My space is the most cluttered. I have a child. It's just junk on top of junk. It's drawings, it's crayons, it's markers, it's everything all over the place. And I don't have enough space, like counter space, to like package my items. I'm always having to move papers and it's horrible. And it's affecting me, and it's not where I want to be. Where I want to be is in my pretty, neat, clean, beautiful office I love a lot of desk space. So I'm literally going to have 2 or 3 big, long desks, all like counter spaces. I see organization. I see, things in bins that I can easily grab when I'm making supply kits, when I am pulling information. Everything is organized because right now I'm making, we're making supply kits and we have, well, I remember the bag that has the combs in it. Okay, it's over there. And it's just like, no, there should be grab, put in the bag, zip it up, package it up, mannequin head, and go out. So that is what drives me. I sit in this space and I said, okay, how does it feel when I'm there? How does it feel when I've done X, Y, and Z? And that is one of the keys actually to manifesting your vision and your plan and making sure it happens. And so what people are doing now is they're making 12-month plans. And business people are breaking their year up into quarters. And usually, the planning gets really well that they've already planned out this year already before before the end of the fourth quarter that just passed. So, before the holidays started, they already had 2021 planned already. They had their objectives that they wanted to meet each quarter. You do that as well, whether it's just not simply with your hair. You might not need you're not going to hopefully not take 12 months to do your hair, but you might have, a 4-week plan for your hair or a 2-week plan. You divide it up. Students in my course, we're talking about scheduling the time to take the course, because what's happening is life keeps coming in the way. Life is not going to stop. Life is like those tennis balls that just keep coming at you. Do you remember playing dodgeball? Dodgeball was that you had to get out the way or that ball was going to hit you. The ball kept being thrown from team to team, and it was aimed at you. If you were really good at dodgeball, you knew the ball was coming, but you knew that I had to dip and dive and move out the way. And I get a skill with it, right? And even if the ball hits me, I'm already prepared to kind of take the hit and stand right back up, even though you're out, I think, when you get hit. But just think of those dodgeballs as life's challenges, as things that are happening in the world, things that are happening in our families, unfortunate things, little bumps, big bumps, things that might slow you down. So yeah, you might get knocked down on the floor a minute, like, whoa. But one thing is, if you still have breath in you, you still have life in your body, you can accomplish any goal you set yourself to do. So you might need to recalibrate yourself. And so it's good to envision that. And like I said, if a timeline needs to change, you cross it and then you change it. And you simply move it and readjust. But having that original plan gives you a great framework to start to do what you need to do and get what you need to get and really be successful. So you're not just blown in the wind, grabbing at anything, grabbing at straws, trying to respond to the market needs and clients' needs and this and what you saw on Instagram and what you want to do. Crazy. You have a more solid foundation. You're like, I know what I'm going to accomplish and what I need. And when you do that, you're also more clear-headed. So I always say that buyer's remorse, you reduce the risk of that from jumping in, because you might then take an extra moment to do a little more research. Then take an extra moment to say, oh, wait, I really think I would like that. And that's offering me that. And I can add, And then you start to See if it makes sense for you, and you'll make a better decision. And I'll never rush people into making decisions. If they are, needing to take time and check because what I say is I check with my intuition. Does it feel good? Does it feel right? Have I given it thought? Am I operating from a clear head, or am I reactive? Because that's separating me from the internal guidance that I'm getting to help take me on my path. And we are all destined for success, and anything that we do, we can achieve it. So when you give yourself the support you need to help accomplish that, you are really only just basically saying, yep, I'm going to get this. I'm guaranteeing that I'm going to get this. And it's going to look how I want it to look. All right. With that being said, thank you so much for taking the time to watch this video. I hope that you, your family are safe, and you're surrounded by peace and prosperity and abundance, knowing that it is all you deserve going into 2021. All right, take care. Oh, and also check the link in the descriptions. I'm having a free 2021 micro training for, what did I call it? Microloc success training. And you register in the link. It's a private call with me. And so we'll be very interactive, okay? And you'll get a free success planner, some resources to help you go forward in 2021. And you'll also see how you can join a free Facebook group and other resources about my trainings and offerings. All right, have a wonderful rest of your day, and I will see you soon. Bye.